Have you ever stopped to wonder what's really holding you back from the life you want? Most of us point to the outside world, the economy, bad luck, timing, lack of opportunities. But psychology tells a different story. The biggest obstacles aren't out there. They're inside your own mind. Invisible mental traps that quietly shape your decisions every single day. Today, we're going to expose 7 of these hidden traps. Once you see them clearly, you can start breaking free from them. Welcome back to Elevate Psychology. Understand your mind. Upgrade your life. Let's begin. The first trap is the fear of failure. So many people never even take the first step towards something new, not because they lack ability, but because they're terrified of what might go wrong. This fear keeps you locked inside your comfort zone. And here's the problem. Nothing ever grows inside a comfort zone. Psychology is clear on this. Making mistakes isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every failure is simply feedback, a lesson that moves you one step closer to where you want to be. The question isn't, what if I fail? It's, what if I never try at all? The second trap is perfectionism, the silent killer of progress. Perfectionism convinces you that you need the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect conditions before you can begin. But here's the truth, that perfect moment never arrives. Waiting for it is just procrastination wearing a more acceptable mask. Done is better than perfect, because done means progress, and progress is what actually changes your life. The third trap is constantly seeking validation from others. Waiting for approval, praise, or recognition before you feel okay about your choices is exhausting, and it's a trap. When your sense of worth depends on what other people think, you hand over control of your own life. True confidence doesn't come from outside applause. It comes from trusting your own judgment, even when no one is watching or clapping. The chain of past mistakes. The fourth trap is carrying the chain of your past mistakes. Replaying old regrets, blaming yourself for decisions you can't undo. This keeps your mind stuck in yesterday. And while your thoughts are stuck in the past, you're missing the opportunities sitting right in front of you today. If life feels heavier than it should, ask yourself, what am I still carrying that I could finally put down? Overthinking. The fifth trap is overthinking, especially at night, when your mind replays every conversation, every decision, every what if. Overthinking feels like problem solving, but it isn't. It doesn't fix anything. Instead, it creates problems that were never really there, and it drains the very energy you need to take action during the day. Awareness is the first step. Notice when you're overthinking, and gently bring yourself back to the present moment, not being too available for others. The sixth trap is being too available, for everyone except yourself. Always saying yes, always being there, never setting boundaries. It might feel kind, but over time it quietly lowers your own value. When you don't protect your time and your energy, you drift further away from your own goals and your own life. Saying no to others sometimes means saying yes to yourself. Social comparison. The seventh and final trap is social comparison. That nagging feeling that you're falling behind while everyone else is moving ahead. Social media makes this trap even stronger, showing you everyone's highlights and none of their struggles. But here's the truth. Everyone has their own timeline. The feeling of falling behind is rarely based on reality. It's based on a comparison that was never fair to begin with. Conclusion. Recognizing these 7 traps is the first step toward freeing yourself from them. Your mind runs on habits. And the good news is, habits can be reprogrammed. Start small. Choose one trap that resonates with you most, and work on it, one day at a time. If this video helped you see your own mind a little more clearly, hit subscribe, and join us as we continue this journey together. Understand your mind. Upgrade your life. See you in the next video. Invisible mind traps, keeping you from the life you want. We often blame external circumstances, bad luck, the economy, lack of opportunity, for why our lives aren't moving forward. But psychology suggests the real obstacles are usually invisible patterns running quietly in our own minds. This video explores 7 of these hidden mental traps and how to break free from them. The first trap is fear of failure. Many people never take the first step toward a new goal simply because they're afraid of what might go wrong. This fear keeps people trapped in their comfort zone, but real growth never happens there. Psychology reframes failure not as the opposite of success, but as a necessary part of it. Each mistake is feedback that moves you closer to your goal. The second trap is perfectionism, often described as procrastination in disguise. By waiting for the perfect plan, timing, or conditions, people delay action indefinitely because that perfect moment never actually arrives. Progress, not perfection, is what creates real change. The third trap is seeking validation from others. When self-worth depends on external approval, people lose the freedom to make their own choices confidently. True confidence comes from trusting your own judgment rather than waiting for outside applause. The fourth trap involves carrying the weight of past mistakes. Constant self-blame for past decisions keeps the mind anchored in yesterday, making it harder to notice the opportunities available today. Letting go of old guilt is essential for moving forward. The fifth trap is overthinking, especially at night. Although it feels like problem-solving, overthinking rarely solves anything. Instead, it creates imaginary problems and drains the mental energy needed for real action the next day. Simply noticing when overthinking begins can help break the cycle. The sixth trap is being too available for everyone else while neglecting personal boundaries. Constantly saying yes to others, without protecting one's own time and energy, gradually lowers self-worth and pulls people away from their personal goals. Learning to say no is often necessary to stay aligned with one's own priorities. The seventh and final trap is social comparison. The feeling of falling behind compared to others, especially intensified by social media, which shows curated highlights rather than full realities. This feeling is often based on unfair, inaccurate comparisons rather than genuine truth. Everyone moves through life on their own timeline. The video concludes that simply recognizing these 7 traps is the first major step toward escaping them. Since the mind operates largely through habits, these patterns can be reprogrammed through small, consistent daily actions. Rather than trying to fix everything at once, viewers are encouraged to choose just one trap that resonates most strongly with them and begin working on it gradually. Ultimately, the message aligns with the channel's core philosophy: understand your mind, upgrade your life. By becoming aware of these invisible mental barriers, fear, perfectionism, validation-seeking, guilt, overthinking, overavailability, and comparison, people can begin to take back control of their thoughts, decisions, and ultimately, their lives. Awareness, the video emphasizes, is not the end of the journey, but the essential starting point for lasting personal transformation.